quarterback, the way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the kicker, Zane Gonzalez, ready to get this one started. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. They'll start out on the ground with Emmett. So the first carry of the game under the belt for Emmitt Smith. And, of course, in his career, over 18,000 rushing yards, the all-time leader.
He could probably rest easy for a while about people chasing that number down. He's going to stay at the top because everyone's flinging it around instead of running it. We're going to need a real running back renaissance and an emphasis on the ground game to put that record in jeopardy. Is anyone even close right now?
Frank Gore about 6,000 away, and then AP 7,000 away still around there.
Wow, that's a lot of yards to make up. I think Emmitt Smith feels pretty good about the number he posted, 18,355 yards.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Play fake. Here's Prescott. That's caught by Howard. Call it a gain of a yard, and that will bring up second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On second down, here's Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On third down, it's Prescott. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be fourth down. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. On first down, Rodgers. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ted Hendricks. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Elliott. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Prescott.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
That's complete to Calvin Johnson.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
after the sack on first down. Rodgers. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The offense already on the field here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a third down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnson.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's got it. Touchdown. Chris Johnson from 6 yards away as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Here comes Rodgers now as he'll go for the two-point conversion. Rodgers will throw for it. It's caught. And it's 8-0. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little more momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Play action now, Prescott. And he finds Howard complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. First down, Prescott.
And this one too low.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On 2nd and 10, Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Dak Prescott keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Riverhogs have cut the lead back down to 2.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And he'll get in to tie this game at 8. Well, it's definitely early enough here. They didn't need to go for 2. They didn't have to go for 2, but hey, they did. We're all tied at 8.
Is this one of those anything you can do, I can match? Because that's exactly what we got on that one. Neither one of these teams wants to give any ground, do they?
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. This is brought in by Casper. He's got room at the 30. Look at the big fella go. And touchdown! Dave Casper, 60 yards. And his guys have taken the lead. Here comes Rodgers now as they'll go for the two-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. 20. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 84 yards.
And the Riverhogs are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And that's caught inside the 35. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Brandon, we spent time with this team before the game, and there was never any indication that they did not like their kicker.
Well, it shows right now that they didn't like their kicker. Why didn't they just put it through the goalpost and take the lead?
That is going to